Well, it's Sunday morning. It's a beautiful day. We had actual thunder and lightning last night about midnight, but no rain. They say we may get some rain this afternoon, and that would be a really nice break. Let's talk about these bikes for a minute. It's been, I guess, about 24 hours, give or take. The Blue Triumph is here, and it's got that drip. So I'm going to put him back on the lift and see if I can find the source. I'm also putting him on the lift because I have to replace that missing nut on the center stand bolt. So I'll do that. That's going to go on back on the lift. The Goddess, gosh, that's it, big. That's it. One drip. So what I'm going to do with the Goddess is stick her off to the side over there next to the yellow one and continue watching her. I don't know. Anyway, the next test, leak check test, is going to be after Kevin gets back and does another test ride, and then we'll let him sit on the side stand one more time. So they're going to be here a while because he's still on vacation. So at this point, it's not a lot to do. I want to show you an interesting product while we're talking about products. This is my hand cleaner over here over my sink, and the washing machine my wife made me buy because she got tired of having grease on her clothes. This thing has been up here for 20 plus years, and it finally gave up the ghost and cracked, and it's wonderful stuff. So I went online and I bought a new dispenser I'm going to hang today. They've changed the color. It's kind of cool. This is the dispenser. It's about 30 bucks or so. And this is the hand cleaner. This is, they've changed the name, but it used to be called something else. Now they're calling it Mega Soap. And it's really good stuff. Very, very, I mean, it cleans like you wouldn't believe. And it doesn't hurt my hands. So this is the information on it if you're interested. You can buy individual bottles, probably even smaller bottles, but I buy the kit. This will last me a year or more because I wash my hands 8-10 times a day, and this stuff is wonderful. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Mentioning also, my buddy across the street sold his house, that white one over there, and he's moving out, and he's doing it in stages. I've got his U-Haul truck here. Ooh, boy, it's bright. His U-Haul truck here in my driveway. He's making multiple trips. He's moving to Vegas, and he's on one trip now to get things ready. Then he'll come back and drive that truck. I've got his car here, and so I'm getting a new neighbor over there. Interesting. This is a neat old neighborhood. Got some classic houses like the one across the way, some really nice old houses. All four of those down there at the end of that side of the street were moved here back in the 1950s from Mesa, and they actually moved those four houses. My house dates back to the 1950s with a major reconstruction in the 2000s when I bought it, about 20 years ago. So anyway, it's a neat neighborhood nestled right here at the foot of this mountain. It's sort of a protected area because there's really no through streets, and it's 15 minutes from everywhere in the valley. So it's a really neat place to live. So anyway, here I sit with a monster U-Haul truck. He's going to get it tomorrow, he says. So should he be all set. So anyway, I'm going to put the Blue Triumph on the lift, put it up in the air, replace the nut on the center stand, put the green Goddess aside, and that's where we are. And then I'm going to go over and hang my new soap dispenser. So I love this soap. It's really good stuff. All right, later. All right, let's talk about a little bit of progress that's been made. First of all, I hung up my new soap dispenser. Here it is, and I'll show you how it works. It's just lovely. You just reach under here, give it a press, get yourself a handful of cleaner. And it is wonderful. I'm going to put that in there, which is what happened. This old one started leaking. So this is the cleaner out of here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cleaner take the new release cap off of one of these new ones and put the old one in so I can use it, because it's about 3/4 full. And I don't want to waste it just because this broke. I mean, seriously, this is an old, the old one was an old unit. So anyway, that's good news. I made progress. I'll put that, finish putting that together. In the meantime, I decided to put the blue bike up there and then take a look at this little bit of leak here. And so I'm looking at the leak, and let's just take a look and see what it looks like. It's not too dirty. Huh. All right, hard to tell, but it looks dirtier than it might be. Huh. Anyway, so I came over to the bike and got myself this tool that I use. Give me a second while I wipe my hand. Okay, this is a tool I made. It's just a piece of wire with a handle bent on one end and a little bitty eyelet. Let's see if I can get over here and get you some background. Little bitty eyelet bent into the other end. And you can use this for sampling oil out of a tank. So I'm going to clean it off best I can right there. And let's dip it into the engine oil and see what we see. Okay, come. Let's dip it into the engine oil, I say. Okay, looking at that. Once again, working one-handed. That's pretty darn clean. That's fresh oil, but it doesn't have 100 miles on it. Okay, so let's put that away. So what's on the floor over there is probably not engine oil. Let's go over to the tranny, get a sample of it. We'll get down here. You may see in the background a hint as to what's wrong. But let's go down in here and come up with a sample of this oil and take it over here and take a look at it. And I mean, it is pristine clean. It's lovely. So it's not the tranny. I don't think it's tranny oil on the floor over there. So I said, if it's not the engine oil, if it's not the tranny oil, well, that leaves one remaining potential problem. So I opened up this cover here, and this primary is way overfilled, as is evidenced by the amount of oil that's spilled all over my bench. So let me put some cloths on that, and we will continue talking. All right, so I'm thinking that the solution to the leakage problem is right here in front of us. I had to heat that ignition timing mark access hole with the heat gun until it was practically red hot to break it free. The gasket was put on there with a lot of something really tight and nasty, and had to tear it off. I think somebody was trying to seal this so that it wouldn't leak, when really it's just way overfilled. Now I can think of 3 ways that this thing can get overfilled. 1, 4 ways. A previous mechanic overfilled it. 2, the owner overfilled it. 3, Kevin and I overfilled it, which I don't think is going to happen. And 4, the drain holes that go from the primary back into the engine are clogged up. So I'm going to take this primary cover off, clean the inside of the primary, and find out if there's something in there obvious as to why this thing would be filled up this high and not be draining back into the engine. So that's where it is. Now I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to go in and check my records and find out if Kevin and I worked in this primary, and what we did in the primary when it was here the last time, about 3 months ago. So that's where we are. That's what I'm going to do. And I hear a timer going off in the other room. Okay, I have a 9 o'clock, it's 8:15, and I have a 9 o'clock Zoom meeting with my buddies from Motorola. So I'm going to go do a little research into whether or not Kevin and I had this primary cover off, whether we may have overfilled it, which I just could not accept, and if we did or did not have anything to do inside this primary when the bike was here last. So that's where we are. I'm going to go inside and do some research, and I will get back to you after I've done my Zoom call. Maybe we'll do a little bit more work on the bike today.